Hi, I'm Mark Taylor, and it's time for the Mark Taylor Show. This week's guest is Brandon Barrett. Pleased to meet you, Brandon. I'm glad to meet you. I guess I already know who you are. Glad to have you on the show, pal.
Oh, thank you.
Brandon is a local hockey player. He's been all around the community around here. Also been to Ontario and played in junior up in Ontario, where he come on to talk about chasing his hockey dream around. So it's been quite a story for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's been a ride, that's for sure.
When did you start playing?
I started skating when I was about 2 years old. My sister was in figure skating.
Okay.
I just asked my mom if I could go on the ice with her, and I just went and skate around. And
So did you have the little chair or anything?
Yeah, I had the pylon, that's for sure. And
okay.
just skated around while she was doing figure skating. My aunt Allison was in figure skating too with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So when did you actually start playing hockey?
I started playing when I was 4 years old.
4 years old,
Yeah,
okay.
you're
Were
really
they mites or something?
Initiation.
Initiation,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So that was in Blacks Harbor, right? In
Yep.
Fundy Arena?
Yeah.
And your dad was a coach there?
Yep.
Was he your coach all the way up through, or?
Not the first. I had like Brian Stewart and those guys coach me, and then once I got competitive, he started coaching when they needed one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you obviously you played straight up through in Blacks Harbor, and so there's some coaches obviously that must have influenced you along the way and helped you along the way. Other than your dad, obviously he was there for you all the time, and.
Yeah.
So, anybody you can think of right off? I mean, obviously, there could be coaches that you've had recently as well.
Yeah, definitely. One of my coaches growing up, Frank Richard, he's always influenced me, taught me a lot of stuff through the ways, and a lot of guys on my team could say the same thing. He's a really good coach.
Okay.
And my coach out in Kirkland, Mark, he, for finding me way down in Blacks, playing Junior B with the Cobras, he definitely helped me along the way, too. He's really knew a lot about hockey and taught me a lot about junior.
That was a question I had for you. How did they find out about you? Did you contact them? They contact you? Or they have scouts in the area? How does that work?
I think he might have had a scout. I'm not sure, but I went there and tried out in the summertime. He ended up releasing me.
Okay.
For the first preseason game, chose the guy over me, and then about around Christmas time, he called me and said he made the wrong choice and called me back out, and I went out there. Stayed out there and won a championship with them.
That was that's Junior A. Is that what that's the league that you're in, right
Junior
there?
A. It's called it's like the Northern Ontario Junior A League.
Okay.
Yeah, NOJHL.
Okay, so you and I were talking off air, and there's a lot of guys. They kind of goes to the OHL or the Q would be in Quebec.
Yeah.
It could be Quebec Major Junior.
Yeah.
There's Junior A, and then there's Major Junior A, right? That's kind of the difference between the two, right?
Yeah.
And you were in Kirkland Lake, which is Northern Ontario, right?
Way up north.
Yeah, I was going to say, was it cold?
Oh yeah,
I mean, we've had a cold winter, but I don't know if it would compare to that.
This winter is almost the same. Felt like I was out in Kirkland again this winter, but out there our season didn't end until May out there last year, and there's still snow on the ground, like snowbank.
So when you go up to Kirkland Lake, where did you stay? Is there do you have billets or some place that you stay at somebody's house?
Yeah,
or?
I had a billet family. I had they had two sons, twins actually, two twin boys, 2 years old, and I stayed with a family, really good family. They treated me really well, like I was their own.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you work while you were there, or did you go to school, or what did you do? In the days, obviously, there's stuff to do during the day.
We mostly volunteered a lot, like go to school, read books to kids, make pancakes like breakfast for the kids, and volunteer shovel people's roofs off now for the older people, and just all kinds of stuff. Mostly volunteering, and sometimes we work if we wanted to, like if we wanted to make a little cash or something, we would. But no, they treated us pretty well out there. So.
And then you went all the way through, and you won the championship.
Oh yeah,
Let's get the ring out here. You got that great big ring. Let's have that out here. I don't know if the camera can pick up on that, but that's the big one right there.
Yeah.
2014, right?
Yeah.
That was just last year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a good size ring. Almost like brass knuckles, Brandon.
I know. It's not bad. It was definitely a fun ride, that's for sure. We beat the #1 ranked team in Canada too. That won the final. So Sault Ste. Marie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it comes down to you're playing within Ontario, or was there teams outside the province?
Well, once there's Northern, and then there's the Central, like the OJ's, another league. There's like 4 leagues around Ontario.
Okay.
And once you win your league, like we won the Northern Ontario League, and once you win that, you go play in the Dudley Hewitt Cup. it's like a tournament. It's almost like the Memorial Cup.
Okay.
You battle it out, and whoever wins that goes to nationals. RBC, it was in BC. We lost in the semis.
Okay. You went to BC to play? Wow.
No, we didn't go to BC. We did in Ontario.
Oh, no, in Ontario. Okay.
Yeah, but if we would have won, we would have went to the RBC.
Oh, the World Bank.
Would have been aired on TSN and everything.
Oh, wow. That would have been cool.
Yeah, but we just fell short.
So, have you had some advice that has been given to you that is stuck with you? I mean, obviously, there's things about, I'm sure, because I played hockey with you and your dad, and I know he certainly probably told you don't to back down.
Oh yeah, one place I always remember him telling me is just play every game like someone's watching. You never know, there could be someone there watching you that could give you a phone call someday. And I don't know. That's how I play every game. I don't take a game off. I just play as hard as I can. I get that call one day and won a championship out of it. So
yeah, that's excellent. Yeah. And so I guess we go back. We'll rewind a couple of years, and you wound up going out and training under Gary Roberts' supervision, the NHL guy Gary Roberts, not just the vacuum cleaner salesman Gary Roberts. This is the real deal. Guys, he's been around. So, and you got to meet Gary.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I got a picture with him and everything. That was tough for sure going out there.
He owns the facility, or like
it's like
a training program.
He owns like a part of the gym, and then it's like a normal gym. It's like a fitness institute. That's what it's called. But he owns like half the gym.
All right.
Yeah, and
so there's other guys, like there's NHL guys that go there in the off season to train under him, right? I mean, did you? I guess you were there in the summer.
Yeah, I was there from I went the end of June till like the 1st of August, and then I went right to Kirkland after my training, went and tried out for the gold minors.
Okay, yeah, that's right. And then you got right before the exhibition game, you got let go, which is kind of a bummer.
Home,
What kind of things did you do there under Gary Roberts'? Like under what the institute that you're in? What did they teach you about nutrition or?
Yeah, definitely learned how to eat healthy. That was the big thing. The hardest thing to do was eat the meals he was giving me. We were on meal plans, so. Just like
you didn't get fries and gravy every
night. More like protein and stuff like that. And every workout there's like cafeteria right in the gym. We go and have to eat our meal right after.
Okay.
Stuff like that. Definitely.
Was there any other Maritimers with you?
No, didn't really meet any. No.
Okay.
I was with two guys in the OHL. One played with the Ottawa 67s, and the other one played with Peterborough Petes.
Okay. Yeah. Was there NHL guys there while you were there?
Yeah, actually one day I remember I was going to eat breakfast in the morning, so I had to do yoga. So we had to do yoga classes with it.
Okay.
I went to go eat breakfast, and I just remember sitting there, and Steven Stamkos and Cody Hodgson walked by me.
Wow.
Gave me a hey, and I was just like, oh, geez.
That's really something. So was there any ice time during this time, or was it all dry land?
I did some ice times, like para skating, and like I was in a little summer league there, like a junior A summer league.
Okay.
Just like guys, our OHL, Q guys played in it, and just in that league. And then like I can go on option, like if I wanted to shoot on like goalies that are in the OHL, like goalie lessons, just shooting that. Just some ice times, but mostly I was there for the training.
Right. So it would be a lot of running, I guess, and weights?
Not really too much weights, more like just more getting fit in that.
Okay.
Less weights. They don't want you to get that big. They want you more to be in shape in that.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of leg workouts.
I bet there was. I mean, that's important. I mean, and then you must have picked up stuff like obviously you thought you could skate okay when you got there.
Yeah.
And you must have had a little bit different idea when you left there. Holy smokes, I thought I had it all down. Now, I mean, they can just little things that can actually add a few miles per hour onto your speed is enormous.
Yeah, well, a lot of people were, I was kind of intimidating at the first being there. A lot of guys playing the OHL and that, and I'm just a guy coming from a small town trying to, I don't know, live a dream, I guess.
Yeah.
Trying to chase my dreams, so.
So I guess we'll go back a few years before that to 2009. Certainly something I'm sure you'll never ever forget is that when your dad passed.
Yeah.
It's a big thing. I mean, he lost a valiant fight. He fought it hard and everything, and which is everything that he taught you as about with cancer. It was quite an opponent, and I'm sure there was some growing up and some lessons that you learned from that as you watched him basically fade away under
Yeah. Oh yeah, I learned a lot from that. Just kind of I don't know, helped me motivate me for hockey. Seeing he was never quitting in that, and kind of made me never quit, and definitely matured from it. That's for sure. I had to watch over my mom and my sister in that, and
and it also gives you another lesson on life is you don't know how long you're going to be here.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, that's another thing you gotta kind of look after. So in 2009 is when he passed. That was the year that the Penguins won the Cup.
Yep.
And we had Sidney Crosby brought the Cup back to Cole Harbour. Cole Harbour. That's where he's from. Yeah, and he brought it back, and you and your mom and your sister went down to see the Cup. I got a question for you. This is something I told you about that I usually I bring things onto the show once in a while. What is this then?
Oh, that's the Sports Illustrator. We were down there. I was trying to get the Crosby's autograph, I remember.
Okay.
My mom, my sister, and then we're just sitting there, and my mom started talking to his buddy, and they started chatting away, and the guy just...
You had no idea who the guy was?
No.
He had no credentials on, nothing on his shirt or anything that said that he was from Sports Illustrated or anything like that?
Nothing. He just looked at my mom, just yeah, I work for Sports Illustrated. She kind of told him the story about my dad passing away, and that he wanted to go down and see the Cup, and AC/DC was the same weekend.
Okay.
Because he wanted to take me to AC/DC and then go
down and see the Cup. Wow.
So he was just sitting there. My mom explained the story why we were hearing that. And
so, if you don't mind, I'll read the story.
Sure,
I'm sure you've read it a few times. I guess maybe some of the viewers haven't seen it, so haven't heard it. So we'll start. Aline Barrett and her two kids, Brooke, 17, and Brandon, 15, had driven in 5 hours from New Brunswick. All his life, her husband Wayne, an industrial hockey player and longtime coach in the Fundy Minor Hockey Association, had yearned to see the trophy. The Maritimes don't produce pros and resulting tours like the big provinces. On the night Pittsburgh won it, the family made plans. He was going to go see the Cup, finally, Aline says. Cancer had ravaged Wayne's health for 2 years. He beat back one fatal prognosis last winter, but then 2 weeks before Crosby's party, Wayne died at 39. Every flower arrangement at the funeral had a hockey theme. All his players wore jerseys. Canceling the trip to Cole Harbour wasn't an option. When Crosby's truck neared their spot, Aline saw the Cup shining and her eyes went blurry, and the kids got quiet. Dad's here now, Brooke said. So that's right out of it's from, it was February 8th, 2010, Sports Illustrated. It was the preview for the Olympics in Vancouver. Sorry, yeah, that's quite a little story. So I'll just put that. Well, I don't know if I'll sit up there or not, but I better put it back down. So when you went down there, you never had an inkling. Did the guy tell you he was going to put this in the story, or?
I didn't know. Because I was away from my mom, trying to get near Crosby and that, and she was just chatting with him. He just kind of came out and said, "Yeah, I work with Sports Illustrated."
But he didn't ever said that this is going to be in the paper. When did you find out?
I just walked up to my mom, and mom just we're putting Dad's story in Sports Illustrated and that. And
so the guy actually did tell you. He didn't tell. Did you get a tip of when it was coming out?
He said he'll send us a magazine of it, and he said it'll be around, he told us to be around
February, before the Olympics, which was the Olympic preview.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Wow. So when you come back and you played in Blacks Harbour again, you played some senior hockey as well, right?
Yeah, when I was in my grade 12 year, they tried to get the senior league back, the Highway Series, and I played with the Silver Kings then.
Which was quite a thrill as well, because you grew up watching them and stuff.
Definitely on my goal list, that's for sure.
Yeah. When you were playing in all through hockey stuff, what position did you play?
Everywhere.
Anywhere you could fit in, right? I mean, you penalty kill, power play.
Once I get in junior, I kind of had to play a certain role. But when I was playing growing up, it was center, wing. My last year midget, my last 2 years I played defense because we kind of lost some D with injuries, so I went back. Okay,
and then when you come back, obviously you're going through, just looking for a place to play. Mm-hmm. Lo and behold, they started a team in St. Stephen.
Yeah.
The Aces, which is we have the shirt in the back. Yeah. That's your shirt that you wore.
I actually got traded from Kirkland to the Aces.
That's how it worked. Okay.
Yeah, I ended up getting traded.
Because you had 1 year eligibility left or something like
that? You're only allowed a certain amount of 20s on a team.
Okay.
We had so many 19s from the Kirkland team. We had a lot of 20s come next year, so they had to get rid of 3 of us.
Okay.
That was our meetings at the end of the year in Kirkland. So I just got a phone call one day and said I was traded.
You know it was coming? You talked to the boys in St. Stephen, obviously, and said, geez, I'd like to come and play, but...
Yeah. I kind of I was planning to go back to Kirkland just because good chance we're going to repeat.
Right.
But I just definitely when come to St. Stephen just so my family and all the people that helped me through the way, like my mom and all of them, can watch me play my last year junior.
And that's junior A as well, right?
Yep.
And things, I mean, it's the first year and everything like that. It's kind of an expansion team and everything. Things didn't go as well as you would have liked, but it's still, you know, I'm sure it was still a thrill to play in your home, basically your home county.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was definitely fun. We had probably the best fans in the league. They're definitely like a sixth player out there for us, and just seeing my grandmothers and everyone supporting me was always good to see. And rough start the first, but at the end we get a new coach and that around deadline. And, I don't know, things changed and it was fun to play there. We weren't losing games as bad. We were kind of right in the game.
Yeah, well, yeah, and you had a coaching change in the middle as well, which it seemed to help. Obviously, something happened. I mean, or the guys just pulled together more. I don't really know, but so obviously when you were going up through hockey and stuff, and you started getting into when the checking started. That's when things started to get a little rough for you, I'm sure. Then you got to kind of have your head on a swivel, right? It's a different ball game.
Yeah.
So did you fight a lot when you were in like say midget and?
There was a couple of scrums I've been in. Like not fight as much, but the hit. Like I remember my first year hitting when I was in Pee Wee.
Right.
I just remember only thing I wanted to do was hit and.
Because you weren't a real big guy.
No.
No, I mean you had to kind of and you had to be mobile, solid on your skates because there's some big dudes. Yeah. And they're going to knock you down, right?
Yeah. I just didn't show them I was scared. That's one thing you got to do if you're little and you don't show them you're not scared. Then.
Yeah, I mean it's like bullies. Yeah. Right, it's the same sort of thing. Yeah. So I guess, and then you went up through. I mean, but the thing about it is when you're playing in that league, those leagues there. You fight, you're gone for the game, right? Which in a tight game, I'm sure the coaches probably weren't all that crazy about losing you. You know, if it was a 4-3 game or something like that, and they needed you, I don't think you probably had to turn and go the other way, right?
Yeah.
Well, when you're actually. We've watched enough hockey. I mean, I know you're a Leafs fan, which is probably not something you want to tell everybody this year. But did you have somebody that you liked growing up that was kind of your hero?
When I was little, I've always been a big Marty St. Louis fan because I always liked seeing how small he was and see that he showed a lot of people that you
little guy with a big heart.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, and a little bit of Andrew Shaw fan, but he's kind of newer now.
Yep. Just plays for the Hawks.
Yep. Grinds and he gets power play time for being a third liner guy. But
I'm sure you've noticed this as well, that fighting in the game has changed.
Oh yeah, it's a lot different
used
now.
It used to be kind of staged at one time, and do you think there's still a place for it in the game?
I think you definitely need fighting in the game, just because I don't know. Some people think fighting's a little too much, but. Some guys get paid millions to fight to keeps the star players feel safe up there.
Yeah, well, the problem is with it now is you got to be able to play as well.
Yeah.
It used to be guys that throw the bone hammers. They get out there and they can sit they get a little tap at the end of the game. That's kind of gone away because there's no place on the roster for somebody that can't play. I mean, you've noticed the guys that have gone out of the league in the last few years. So. But it has definitely changed. Was there any fighters that you liked? I mean,
I used to be a big George LaRock fan.
George LaRock, he was a tough nut.
I've always loved Ty Domi, just because of the Leaf. And
it looks like his son's going to be quite a star.
Yeah, he definitely don't have the fighting mentality.
No,
he's going to be a good player.
But I guess we've kind of realized now by watching hockey that there's not really any place in the game for a goon, which is what we would call a goon, I guess. And I think you've been in your penalty minutes have piled up over the years.
Yeah.
Have you ever hooked onto somebody and you go, this isn't going to go that good? You know, maybe I like the second. I had a little second thoughts. You ever hook onto somebody like that?
Definitely have. A lot of people, honestly, because everyone I fought usually taller than me. But there was one last year when I was in Kirkland I hooked on.
Yep.
And after a couple whacks, I was like, maybe I should not have hooked on with him.
Was he a big boy?
He's bigger, yeah. A lot heavier than me too, but I didn't do bad. And pretty much a draw then. But
you got lunch while he was getting dinner. Did he knock the blood out of you?
No blood. I actually got him bloody somehow, but he hit me. I definitely felt the punches. That's for sure.
Yeah. So in that league out there, is it just 5 minutes, or was he out of the game?
No, out of the game.
You're out of the game if you fight.
Yeah, same as this year too. You're out of the game. They even got this year. They're like, you're allowed fighing 5 times, and then after that, the team starts getting fined.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So I was on my limit this year.
It's a little bit different deal then.
Yeah.
Do you have? Obviously, I think you've. I don't know. Have you fought a lot when you're on the 2 feet? Have you ever tried that?
Scrapping without the skates on?
Yeah, it's a little bit different deal, eh?
I've been in a couple, but
not as many as you have with the skates on.
I feel more comfortable and nice for sure, but I have been in a couple without the.
Well, and the thing about it is, if you get on the solid ground, then they put the boots to you too. Somebody that can kick or something too.
You can't really kick with the skates on, and you don't.
I don't think you want to be doing that.
Sometimes you don't have the refs there breaking it up, so you might be in trouble.
Yeah. So when you're obviously you played hockey virtually all your life, do you have any regrets? Anything that you wish you could have done that you didn't do, or that you thought, well, geez, now I look back on. I mean, it's easy to look back now, but.
I have a couple, I guess. Like I didn't really get I should have played higher level maybe growing up, because I was kind of, when I was playing junior, I was learning stuff. Okay. Still learning stuff I should have learned when I was little, but like.
You're content to play with your buddies, I guess.
Yeah, it was. Definitely don't regret. Like I loved playing in blocks with all my friends. It was the best time of my life playing in there, and won a lot of championships. But definitely, if I should listen sometimes to my dad and went to play with teams in the cities like AAA and that. A lot of coaches told me like they're really shocked I was there only playing midget A and AA, like to be a junior age tryouts. They were shocked how good I was, but they said if I would have played AAA, it could have been places.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of late now because you can only play junior too. You're what, 21? Is that
20? Junior B, you can play 21.
Okay.
I'm all done yet. Junior A,
So you obviously you've chased your dreams around.
Yep.
Do you have any advice? I know there's kids out there that probably are just little and they're just starting out. What would you say to them?
I don't know, if you're dreaming about playing junior A or dreaming to go to the NHL, just believe it. Anything can happen. I don't know, if you don't believe in your dreams, it won't happen.
And don't let anybody laugh at your dreams.
Oh yeah. I've had a lot of people kind of, I don't think, believe what I was going to do, but.
Well, I think you proved them wrong, for sure.
If you just got to fight through it. That's motivation. I looked at it when people.
And I'm sure, and this is not something that you could control or something. You kind of wish your dad could have been here to see what you've done.
Oh, yeah, I mean, definitely. I wish he could have been. I knew he was there the whole time. Like definitely when I won the championship last year, that was something I won't ever forget. No, and so how many? So you were basically brought in. Your role was it like a policeman, or was you kind of trying to keep the peace? When he brought me in, he said, "Well, that
I'm talking about Kirkland Lake, I guess." Yep.
Like we had a lot of guys who were 80 points.
Holy smokes! How many games in the season?
Up in Kirkland, there was 56 games.
Wow.
Yeah, we had guys that went got rides in school after that. But he just told me my role was like I had to play D when I first went out there. I was supposed to be a forward, but the captain went down. Okay. He knew I could play D, so I was playing forward all year before Christmas, and had a hop back in D, and then kind of went after he was back. I went up and was battling not to be scratched. And that I ended up earning my spot in the fourth line, third line. He just told me to protect our players, and when you're out there, throw the body. And said, I just don't let goals go past you. Sometimes he put me out there for face-offs to win too, like in our end, because I'm always good at like winning draws and that. Okay. Which is kind of the hand-eye. I mean, you gotta. I mean, there's guys. We talk about fighting. There's guys that make a living. Manny Malhotra. Yeah. One guy in particular. I mean, it's not. I don't think he's got one goal or something like that. But if there's a face-off and you're all in, you gotta have, because possession is you don't have possession of the puck, you're not going to score, obviously, and you keep the other guys from scoring. But if you can get a face-off, so I mean, that's awesome. Yeah. When you're I guess when I was going to go back, when you were in with Gary Roberts and all those guys, did you stay right there at the facility? Well, my first week, I stayed with one of my buddies, Kyle Betts. He lived out there with his dad. I used to originally live like in Charlotte County, St. John area. Okay. And my first weekend, he was in Charlotte County visiting and all that. So I basically lived in a hotel room by myself for the 5 days. I lived in a hotel room.
Where was it located? I don't think we ever get.
I forget what the place. Summers in Toronto.
Okay, so it's in the Toronto area. Okay.
And then once I moved out, I moved it with Kyle in Milton, in Ontario. It's kind of like an hour outside.
Okay.
Every morning I wake up 6:30.
So how long did it go on? All day? Or like 8 hours?
Much. Yeah, pretty
almost
much.
Almost like going to work, right?
Yeah, so it was like going to work grind almost.
Yeah. I dare say it would be.
Yeah.
I say like work. It's probably harder than any job you'd ever have.
Yeah, it was, I just wake up, I get on a bus, I drive on the bus to right by the Air Canada Center.
Okay.
Hop on the subway. This is with hockey gear on my back and the sticks in my hand.
Wow.
And my training bag and my hockey bag. And like I remember one day I was walking, there's like a guy like asking for money and that. And
okay.
He grabbed a hold of one of my sticks, trying to pull my stick out of my hand. I just almost swung it.
Because I think he probably recognized that's a composite stick there. That's probably worth it. That's not one of those cheap wooden ones there.
And just he recognized me every day. I just do it every day, the walk, and then I have to do it back. Sometimes at nighttime too, it'd be a little scary.
Yeah, I bet.
Kind of had to learn the streets of Toronto. Like subway, I had like, okay, when am I getting off? Kyle showed me at the first and that, but and then I just get there and I walk 15 minutes because the bus would stop there and I have to walk 15 minutes to the place on the street and then get there and start working out.
Okay.
Well, I'd eat a meal then I'd start.
Okay, I guess there was one thing I was going to ask you. Did you get a chance to meet Sidney Crosby when you were down in Cole Harbour?
Yeah, I did actually. Well, I didn't really get to meet and like talk to him, but I remember he played a ball hockey game. Like all of his buddies were playing ball hockey, and then he's walking up there, going back up the stage, and everyone's like leaning over, and I'm like way in the back. I just had a picture of him because my first NHL game was in Boston, and I went down and watched him.
Okay.
Pittsburgh and Boston game, and I just had a picture of him, and I was just like leaning over the crowd, and grabbed it, and signed it, so I ended up getting his autograph.
Cool.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, Brandon, it's a fascinating story, and I'm glad you took time to come on here and to tell it, and I really appreciate it. So anyway, thanks once again.
Oh, no problem.
This is another episode of The Mark Taylor Show. Tune in next time. Thanks a lot.